Uncle podcast, man. Yeah, Uncle is in the building and doing it the best way each and every day. You feel me? So today, man, we back in it again. You know, we was watching Charleston White a little bit earlier, but he wild. You know what I mean? And snitching is a crazy thing. But I came across this video online, man, Uncle, and it stated how they saying how a lot of people use herb the incorrect way. Like they don't smoke herb the right way, you know?
What you mean by smoking before I do that? Like, what you mean?
I have no idea. I'm finna see what they talking about. Cause I think the only way you could, but nah, I just think
Oh, I know what they mean. I
probably
know what
not
they
smoking
mean.
it, but like I don't know with the meditation.
Oh, you know, it's the difference when you get it in the bone, in the chalice with the water, and the chill with the ice. You know, it's different methods and different ways of smoking it. You see what I'm saying?
Oh,
That's
okay.
what I'm talking about. Instead of just rolling the joint, it's like if you steam it and inhale it, it might be a difference. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's what I'm getting from it.
Well,
See?
we about to see as soon as I can pull it up. I'm finna look here, pull it up. what, what happened?
No, man. It was a little skit with a little boy, stick figure, and he
oh,
had the thing on the thing. And he said, pull up on me, pull up on me.
oh man.
That's crazy, boy. I tell you, these stuff is be therapeutic, boy. These have me laughing.
yeah, therapeutical. Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. But let me see if I can find this thing, man.
Oh, boy. You nothing wrong with that.
Mhm.
Oh, Lord, I gotta put this on, bro. So I can see things, the things. What you call it?
Oh,
That's
all right. I think I
46.
found it. Let me see. Oh, I think I may have found it.
21, 25, 21, 25, 21.
I may have found it. May have found
Are you just looking for it? I thought you would have had it locked and roll, bro. I thought they had it in the clip.
it. Nah, it's locked and loaded now, man. It's locked and loaded now. I had to do some rearranging,
Okay.
but it is there.
My
Yeah.
God, boy. Boy,
But
golly, boy.
shoot. I'm gonna let it play right now though. Cool. I'm gonna let it play right now. Hold on. You gotta unmute for me though, please. Yeah, so we finna see exactly how this will be transpiring. Because they say why 96% use weed wrong. So let's see what they talking about.
Plant. It was called Vijaya, meaning victory. This wasn't. Did you know that in ancient India, cannabis wasn't just a plant? It was called Vijaya, meaning victory over suffering, or that Egyptian priests secretly used it to speak with gods. Even the Bible hints at it. Psalm 104:14 says, "He makes plants for the service of man." Rastafarians believe this refers to cannabis. But here's the shocking truth. We've been using it wrong for centuries. Modern science now proves what shamans knew all along. Weed doesn't just relax you. It rewires your brain to access higher states of consciousness. UCLA studies show it boosts alpha waves. The
Hold on. They starting off with some fire, man. They starting off with some fire. Cool. He says, "Let me go back. I'm gonna just go back and listen to it right quick, was because he started quick with some fire." They say, okay.
Did you know that in ancient India, cannabis wasn't just a plant, it was called Vijaya, meaning victory over suffering, or that Egyptian priests secretly used it to speak with gods. Even the Bible hints at it. Psalm 104:14 says, "He makes plants for the service of man." Rastafarians believe this refers to cannabis. But here's the shocking truth. We've been using it wrong for centuries.
So they say, what? I'm gonna just let it play. Cool. I'm gonna just let it play because it says that they use it to touch with the inner. Okay, let's continue to listen before we break it down. It's too early.
Modern science now proves what shamans knew all along. Weed doesn't just relax you. It rewires your brain to access higher states of consciousness. UCLA studies show it boosts alpha waves, the same brain frequencies found in deep meditation. Johns Hopkins discovered high doses can trigger ego death just like psychedelics. And Israeli research found 70% of PTSD patients healed by facing their trauma while high. But there's a catch. Most people use weed to escape pain. They smoke, laugh, and forget. But ancient mystics used it to remember, to see past illusions, awaken psychic abilities, and even activate Kundalini energy. Thoth, the Egyptian god of wisdom, hid a secret ritual in his texts, one that could raise your vibration permanently with just one use. And today, for the first time, we're revealing it. If you've ever smoked and felt time slow down, or suddenly understood life's deeper meaning, that wasn't just a high. That was your soul waking up. But without the right intention, weed can become a trap, dulling your energy, lowering your vibration, and keeping you stuck. That's why you need to watch until the end. Because what if I told you there's a way to use cannabis just once, not to get high, but to stay high, to unlock visions, heal trauma, and access a state of peace that lasts even when you're sober. This isn't theory. It's ancient science backed by modern research. And it's waiting for you in this video. Don't skip ahead. Every minute matters.
Well, what do you think, Aku? What do you think, man? Because you gotta unmute if you want to say anything. But that's interesting now. That's very interesting.
Yeah, it is, but it's not too far from what I always used it for when I did do it. Was especially when I was into far right, more everything deeper. But yeah, it was a form of meditation. You see what I'm saying?
What? Yeah, because they say that's why they say 96% use it incorrectly.
Yeah, but I'm trying to figure out is it the way they use it? He trying to say is incorrectly, or the reason?
I think the reasoning, I think the purpose. I think that's what he's trying to say. Instead of like just using it to accomplish a permanent state of blissfulness, they just using it for like a happy time, and like a good time, and yeah, yeah. So that's what I think he's going. But he said don't skip a minute in this video, cause you going, But I ain't gonna lie, I'm finna skip through a little bit.
Oh, boy.
But let's get back to it, man. Let's see what he's talking about.
And if you're ready to transform how you see this sacred plant, hit like, subscribe, and let's begin. Your higher self is waiting. For thousands of years, cannabis wasn't just a plant. It was a sacred bridge to the divine. The ancient Hindus called it Vijaya, meaning the conqueror of suffering, and wrote about it in their oldest spiritual texts, the Vedas, over 3,000 years ago. They believed it could dissolve fear, open the mind to higher wisdom, and even help people communicate with gods. Meanwhile, in Egypt, priests burned cannabis as incense during rituals, and some researchers believe the legendary Book of Thoth, a secret text of mystical knowledge, may have contained cannabis rituals for awakening the soul. Even the Bible hints at its spiritual use when it mentions herb for the service of man. But here's what most people don't know. Cannabis wasn't used to escape reality. It was used to see reality clearly. Modern science now confirms what the ancients knew. THC, the active compound in weed, interacts with our brain's endocannabinoid system, the same system that regulates mood, memory, and even spiritual experiences. Studies from UCLA show that cannabis increases alpha brain waves, the same waves found in deep meditation and creative flow states. Another study from Johns Hopkins found that high doses of THC can create experiences similar to near-death revelations or mystical awakenings, where people report feeling one with the universe. So why did this sacred knowledge disappear? Because powerful forces didn't want people waking up. In the 20th century, governments banned cannabis, calling it dangerous, but the real danger was its power to free the mind. Today, most people use weed to relax or numb themselves, but the ancients used it to remember, to break through illusions, heal deep wounds, and connect to something greater. The Rastafarians, who still treat cannabis as a holy sacrament, say it opens the third eye and brings true wisdom. If you've ever smoked and suddenly understood life in a new way, that wasn't just a chemical reaction. That was your soul getting a glimpse of truth. But without the right intention, weed can keep you stuck in loops of distraction. The secret isn't in the plant itself. It's in how you use it. And that's what we'll explore next. Because this isn't just about getting high, it's about getting free. Your brain contains a secret spiritual pathway called the endocannabinoid system, and cannabis holds the key to unlocking it. This natural system in your body controls everything from mood to memory to how you perceive reality. When THC from cannabis enters your bloodstream, it doesn't just make you feel relaxed. It literally changes how your brain processes information. Scientists at Stanford University discovered that regular cannabis users show increased connectivity between brain regions, explaining why many report enhanced creativity and spiritual insights. Ancient yogis in India understood this thousands of years before modern science. They developed special breathing techniques to be used with cannabis that could induce states of samadhi, the highest form of meditation. Today, brain scans show cannabis activates the same frontal lobe areas that light up inexperienced meditators. A 2021 study published in Scientific Reports found that just one session of cannabis use could temporarily increase gamma brain waves, the fastest brain waves associated with peak concentration.
Ooh-wee, ooh-wee, ooh-wee. Okay. Now, I like how you talked about the government and how the whole method against cannabis and how it took place and how they just really was trying to shut you down from awakening yourself. And why is awakening yourself a bad thing? Some people might say because why? They can't get you to be enslaved to their ways. What do you say, Abdul?
Well, that's most of the things. Reason why a lot of things is the way they do what they fight against is they have no baby that could control you. So yeah, I agree with that. They're saying that's true. That's why they shut down a lot of our communities because they will have no way of controlling or influence what
Influencing. Yeah, influences. Yeah, influence. It's okay, Haku. It happens.
Well, see, I tell you, boy, I tell you, boy, I tell you. But sometimes you just like he's right there, but you can't get it out.
Right?
Influence, right? Influence you, right?
Correct.
Yeah, that's so why a lot of things where it's all about control, bro. A lot of things they deal with is all about control,
Right.
and like your boy Cat Williams said one time, what he said said it's a chemical in weed that said that make you say fuck it.
Right, right. Wow.
Yeah,
There is something.
yeah, but it no, I believe it's not only. I believe herb is the safest.
Okay.
You see, I believe herb is the safest, bro, in my opinion, because you do have a lot of other drugs out there that will open up your third eye
Hmm.
or and open you so you can see other dimensions and other different things, other so-called harder drugs or different type of drugs that does different things. You
Right.
see what I'm saying? Because and if you do your research, they say that's how they come up with a lot of things in the Bible and stuff these days, especially the older Bibles and things. They say a lot of them was on mushrooms and all type of other psychological drugs.
Mm, that's what they said too. They said they made reference that say these things are said in the Bible and things like that. I think it's just in like not common, but like in the near future where they talk bad about it. Where they get down on the earth. But and I think that's because it's a lot harder to control people when it's like that. You know. So I
And like we know they can't regulate it like that because if you could just grow it in your backyard with a different other things, so and if you look at even in the history of United States, they used to grow herb in a big in a big um
when they were doing hemp farming, yeah,
right
yeah,
for types of
they make everything out of hemp.
for yeah, right, when it was making paper and all type of stuff like
Yeah,
that yeah. You
paper,
saying?
rope, clothes, all these different things, man. And hemp used to
Right.
be a part of the biggest dynasty in China too. But like they just once they find something that's freeing to the people, they're gonna do whatever they can to regulate it. You know, and that's like anything. Like even with the phenomenon of Airbnb, like when it first started, it was no problem.
Right.
Everybody's making money. People getting 11, 20 houses, like making life changing money. But then when they found that out, they was like, oh, no, 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 change. You can only have 4 houses max. You gotta have this, you gotta have that. That's how they do, man. That's how they do. And to me, what I'm trying to figure out is like, What is the scariest part of having a free group of people? Like, I understand it might hold back some productivity, but it's like, come on now. We got robots now, or we could create more robots. I don't know. I don't know. Humans, we are unique at finding ways to make things happen, man, and how to make it like work. So that's why it's like I feel like there's no need to be afraid of anything because we're gonna find a way to make it to it and to get better at it. So it's weird, bro. We get back into the clip though, cool. Let's see, man. Let's see what they talking about, man.
In India understood this thousands of years before modern science. They developed special breathing techniques to be used with cannabis that could induce. They found the spiritual group reported more profound, mystical experiences and lasting positive life changes. This explains why indigenous cultures from Jamaica to Siberia always used cannabis in sacred rituals rather than casual settings. The Cherokee people, for example, would only smoke during vision quests after days of fasting and prayer. Modern neuroscience now confirms what these ancient traditions knew. Cannabis works best for spiritual awakening when combined with intention and preparation. A 2022 study showed that setting clear intentions before cannabis use significantly increased the likelihood of having meaningful insights. This may be why so many people report life-changing realizations when using cannabis mindfully, from overcoming fears to discovering their life's purpose. The plant doesn't create these revelations. It simply removes mental blocks so you can access wisdom that was always there. The most fascinating discovery comes from research on the default mode network, the part of your brain responsible for your sense of self. Cannabis temporarily quiets this network, which explains why users often report ego dissolution and feelings of oneness with the universe. This same effect is seen in advanced meditators and people having near-death experiences. When your sense of I fades, what remains is pure awareness, the essence of spiritual awakening. This may be why so many spiritual traditions, from Sufism to Rastafarianism, have used cannabis as a sacred tool for centuries. When you smoke cannabis with spiritual intention, something remarkable happens to your sense of self. That voice in your head that constantly judges, worries, and analyzes begins to quiet down. Scientists call this ego dissolution, a temporary softening of the boundaries that separate you from the world around you. Research from Imperial College London found that cannabis compounds like THC reduce activity in the brain's default mode network by nearly 30%, which is why many users report feeling more connected to nature, other people, and the universe itself. This explains why ancient Hindu texts describe cannabis as Shiva's gift, because just like the destroyer god, it helps dissolve the illusions that keep us trapped in limited thinking. Modern psychology is now catching up to what mystics have known for centuries. A 2023 study published in Consciousness and Cognition showed that mindful cannabis use can create lasting increases in openness and creativity by helping people break free from rigid thought patterns. Participants reported seeing their problems from new perspectives and feeling more compassion toward themselves and others. This matches exactly with what Buddhist monks experience during deep meditation. That same sense of the observer disappearing, leaving only pure awareness. The secret lies in how cannabis affects our perception of time. Neuroscientists at the University of California discovered that THC alters time perception by changing how the hippocampus processes memories. This explains why minutes can feel like hours during a cannabis experience. and why many users report profound insights about their life's direction. When time slows down, we finally have space to see ourselves clearly without the usual mental noise. Ancient Mayan shamans used this effect during vision quests, combining cannabis with rhythmic drumming to enter trance states.
He breaking down a lot of stuff, man. He said they provided the drummings to enter that translucent state. Man, there's a lot they breaking down, cool.
Yeah. I guess how you got everything basically comes together at one. You know what I'm saying? Because he said that now he went to just using, like you say, the drums, and I guess that to put you in a state of mind of consciousness. You know what I'm saying? To I guess what they call it, the beta state,
Alpha wave state, something like that.
beta. I think it's beta. What he talking about though? I think it's beta state of mind. You see?
Right.
Yeah.
That's true. Wow. That's true, man. That's crazy. But this another clip, what? Whoa. That's I'ma just let this clip run, man. You tell me what you think, man. I'ma just let it ride.
Asked, who is the devil, really? Not the red-horned figure from children's books, not the cartoon hidden for centuries, Sable, the defiler of light, the true deceiver, the name they never wanted you to hear. If you're still with us, type 77 in the comments to let us know you're ready for the real truth. Imagine a land untouched by Roman conquest, a place where Christianity didn't trickle in through colonizers or crusades. It sprang up from the soil, ancient and rooted, like the acacia trees that line its sacred hills. A land where the gospel wasn't handed down through European empires. It was inherited, passed from prophet to priest, from scroll to soul. That land is Ethiopia. Long before cathedrals rose in Europe, before councils debated doctrine in stone-cold basilicas, Ethiopian Christians were already walking in the fire of divine knowledge. The Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church holds the most expansive biblical canon on earth, 81 to 88 books, depending on tradition. Not 66, not 73, but dozens more than the Western Bible dares to include. Why? Because these were never extra texts. They were preserved truths, guarded by generations who refused to bow to European theology or Vatican editing. Inside these books lie spiritual treasures hidden from most of the world. The full book of Enoch, the book of Jubilees, the book of the mysteries of heaven and earth. Texts so ancient, so potent, that Western scholars have dismissed them as myth or folklore, simply because they don't fit into sanitized theology. But Ethiopia kept them intact. In them are names you've never heard, histories you were never taught, and at the center of it all, a forgotten name. Not Lucifer, a Latin error pulled from Isaiah. Not Satan, a Hebrew title meaning accuser. But Sibel, a name older than both, whispered in the shadows of stone churches carved into mountains, written in the sacred Ge'ez tongue, and feared even by those who speak it. Let's begin with a truth that will shake the foundations of what many Christians have been taught. Lucifer is not the devil's name. In fact, Lucifer isn't even Hebrew. It's Latin, and it appears only once in the entire Bible, Isaiah 14 verse 12, a verse that has been wildly misunderstood for centuries. The original Hebrew text doesn't say Lucifer.
Well, cool. Now, cool. There's many things that's being said in that clip just now, man. And we just getting started, man. But what you gotta say before I say anything?
I really ain't got much to say, but he switched from, he went deeper into the regions of Herb, because he went from how they went to thing on to the religious to
Ooh,
like he's going deeper to the origin, I guess. Because he went to the Bible, the Ethiopian Bible.
right. And they said there were more
And
books in that Bible than the
yeah,
original.
yeah, it is, it
Wow.
is, it is. It's older than the King James Bible, and it goes a lot more details and a lot of different other things.
And they say it never was conquered by nobody, so maybe they were able to
Yeah,
preserve the integrity of the text itself. You know?
yeah. This
Wow.
your first time hearing about that?
Well, I've heard about it vaguely here and there, but it's just a difference to really like. That's why the vision is good to actually see. Even though I know it's like AI generated clips, it's still good to see it. You know what I mean? And like to kind of like wrap your head around it. It's like wow, it's still like it's still new information to me. It's still like in the phase of like I believe it, but then I don't want to believe it type situation. You know?
Right. What you mean you don't want to believe it? It breaks your the wool the veil from over your eyes.
Yeah, yeah. Basically, the worldly view that I have, yeah, it breaks that worldly view, and it makes me have greater introspective on how we were talking about the big headed scientist theory the other day on the podcast. It kind of speaks more to like the them being the group that were taught how to preserve it, and how to preserve the wealth of humanity, basically the right things to do, and how to really keep the devil within. Because, like they say, it's a book of trickology. So we have two names that's not even really the person name of who really started the whole thing. And then, like, even after that, they said another name that I think is not the name. So it's like, it's many confusion, but I heard that's what the devil is about, is confusion, you know?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Then also, there's different types. I hear different types of labels they consider seeing the devil. And yeah, the devil is basically the opposite of whichever you're dealing with. You see what I'm saying? If you
Mm,
consider it's the devil, you know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
And what he said,
On which part? Because he said a lot.
no, about what he was still saying about what was the devil really was such and such.
Oh, yeah, something with an S. I can't even remember the name. But he was
Yeah,
saying that
but
that's the real name and that people don't want to talk about it. And
the real definition on what it was for Satan is this or whatever. I forget what he said too.
oh, I forgot the
But he
name.
basically saying the origin of the reason why, and then it just changes a long time. But it
Mm-hmm.
all means basically the opposite of whatever you're dealing with. If someone else is going against that, they always consider that person the devil.
Mm. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? Well, that's true, Raku. That's true, man. And it's like, that's why sometimes you can go against yourself. So sometimes you gotta watch the
Yeah,
devil
well,
within you.
you should. We all got that.
That's
You
crazy.
know, peaches and green, man. I know that for a fact.
But let's continue to watch this, man. And this gonna be the last one because it's a little long. But I want to make sure we get down to the bottom of this, man. Bottom of this.
Never mangled by political agendas disguised as theology. Their Bible remained in Ge'ez, an ancient Afro-Semitic language whose rhythm still echoes with the raw breath of God. In Ge'ez, the concept of evil was never reduced to a single mistranslated name. It was deeper, older, more intricate. And most importantly, it was true. To truly understand the nature of the adversary, we must look beyond Western theology, beyond the simplified figure of a singular Satan. According to the Book of Enoch, a sacred text preserved only in full within the Ethiopian tradition, the devil is not one being but part of a rebellious order, a fallen brotherhood known as the Watchers. They were once divine, celestial sentinels, watchers of creation, but they fell. And with the fall, their names were written in the stars, then erased from Western scripture. Satan-Ale, not Satan, but Satan-Ale, a name that marks him as a former Elohim, a divine power. He fell through pride, desiring to elevate himself above the throne of the Most High. Azazel, the one who taught humanity the art of war, introduced metallurgy, and turned divine knowledge into instruments of death. Gadriel, blamed for deceiving Eve, not with an apple, but with twisted wisdom. He corrupted innocence, poisoning humanity's divine spark. Semjazes, the leader of the Watchers, who seduced human women and fathered the Nephilim, giants of chaos born from broken boundaries. Each of these names wasn't merely a moniker. They were ranks, assignments, cosmic roles in a celestial rebellion that predates even Genesis. But among all these fallen beings, there is one name feared most in the highlands of Ethiopia: Cybele. Not listed in Roman texts, not acknowledged in Catholic doctrine, yet whispered by the monks of Lalibela. A name so sacred, its utterance is reserved for ritual and reverence. Cybele was the first one fractured the divine order itself. Long before Satan-Ale's pride, before Azazel's weapons, before the Watchers fell, Cybele introduced the concept of separation, the illusion that anything could exist apart from God. So what does the name Cybele truly mean? In the sacred Ge'ez tongue, the language of angels and liturgy, it carries more than just definition. It carries weight, power, fear. Cybele means the defiler of light, he who pollutes purity, the divider of the heavens. Cybele didn't aim to destroy God. No, he aimed to imitate him, to mirror divinity, not with truth, but with distortion. He took the divine spark placed in all creation and twisted it into something else: ego. What began as harmony became hierarchy. What was unity became illusion. According to the Book of the Mysteries,
Ooh, cool. I'm finna go back. You know I'm finna head back up. Boy, he said something there, boy. He taught me something there, cool. Cause ain't that like what the root of the Willie Lynch letter is? Divide and conquer. Like, just that whole mind state of division. And see, I don't think, man, yeah, I gotta go back. Okay. Yeah, I gotta go back. I gotta go back, bro. I gotta go back and like, you gotta unmute if you wanna say something, bro. But man, our channel's gonna be a large channel, and I can see it coming.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, pull it back, bro, so I can hear what he said. I didn't catch what he was saying, bro.
Okay, let me. I'm gonna before I make my comment, I'm gonna play it over again. Then let me play that mug up again right now, bro.
of light, he who pollutes purity, the divider of the heavens. Cybele didn't aim to destroy God. No, he aimed to imitate him, to mirror divinity, not with truth, but with distortion. He took the divine spark placed in all creation and twisted it into something else: ego. What began as harmony became hierarchy. What was unity became illusion. According to the Book of the Mysteries of Heaven and Earth, a sacred Ethiopian text lost to the Western canon, Cybele was the one who first whispered the unthinkable: you can exist apart from God. You are your own source. Divine law is bondage. Freedom lies in self-will.
Whoa, Aku. Whoa, Aku. He said that was the first. I never thought of it like that. To say that that was the first beat that saved that freedom. Oh wow, man! Let me go back. I'm gonna play it again, bro, because I got that. That's wild, bro. Say that freedom. Harmony became hierarchy. What became unity has become illusion. According to the book,
According to the Book of the Mysteries of Heaven and Earth,
The Mysteries of Heaven and
a
Earth.
sacred Ethiopian text lost to the Western canon,
Uh-huh.
Sable was the one who first whispered the unthinkable. You can exist apart from God.
Sable was the one who first said the most unthinkable. You can exist apart from God.
You are your own source.
You are your own source.
Divine law is bondage.
Divine law is bondage. Freedom lies in free will
Self-will.
and self-will. Freedom lies in self-will. What do you think about that, Aku? You gotta unmute. You feel me? You gotta unmute. You muted up. There you go.
Well, that could be, you know, I can see why you say that. You know, you know, you know.
But that's an evil? Because today, everybody's speaking about free will. It's like it's viewed as one of the highest forms of freedom, liberation. Man, what do you think about that? Like, that's an interesting perspective to me.
Well, like I say, if that considered evil, it's because it's different from it's the opposite of what they trying to create.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? And that's what it basically. That's what they say. It's the thing. According to them, it's the original. You see what I'm saying?
mm, okay, okay. But I mean, let's say we humor in the information we're getting, right? So if the start in the beginning in originality, it was supposed to be unity, right? Because he said
Right.
that this person twisted everything. Like they took unity and made it delusion. Then they took something else and made it ego. So it's like all of these things, and because I could see it transpiring in today's world, you know, like where certain things are frowned upon for us having, like ego is one thing that's frowned upon for us having, right? But
Right.
if you look at certain aspect of ego, you should have a certain, because to me, ego is the expectation of yourself, right? Now, based on what expectation you have of yourself, that determines if your ego is good or bad, in my opinion. But a lot of times people use ego in a bad way. What do you think?
Well, who is determining what is good or bad?
Well, we know whenever there's like um anybody trying to deceive anybody, trying to hurt anybody, or take away their ability to choose, I feel like that's a form of control, and I think that can be evil. You see, that can be
Yeah,
evil.
yeah. I can see where you say that, and it is a way of manipulation. This is a way of spellbound, and it could be evil. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, because you're not giving the person the free will.
Ah, but see
You see
that
what I'm saying?
that's what confused me
Go ahead.
because in the text, right, in this little clip we were just watching, he displayed some of the fallen, because he said evil, or this representation of evil is not just responsible just to one person. He said it was a couple of them that fell from the heaven, right? And he stated that
Right,
certain ones specialize in certain powers. One specialized in deception through education and deceiving people like that, and that's a form of evil. Then the other one had the ability of charm, and with charm, whatever he wanted to get what he wanted, that's a form of evil. Then he said one had the ability to, the knowledge to manipulate metal, in which he turned metal into weapons. You see. Then they had another one that will manipulate. I forgot, but if you go back, it's there. But they have these ones that manipulate different things. So all of that, and then on top of it, he said the worst one of them all was this one here because they taught us that free will is a good thing. So it's like it's a contradiction thing, and I know this is where the confusion lies because it's like okay, deceiving somebody to get them to do what you want to do that takes away their free will. But how does free will becomes an evil thing if when somebody takes it away from you, that's an evil thing that they're doing? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I kind of see what you're saying. You're trying to say, yeah, no. It's kind of twisted, but then I get what you're saying because all it is basically saying the yin and the yang at either way. You see what I'm trying to say? All you're saying is when you do free will, some people look at it as evil because you're doing your free will. You see what I'm saying? But when you're being manipulated to do something, that still is also considered as evil too.
Because you
You
didn't
see what
want
I'm
it to do
saying?
that,
So
right?
right. So that's why I go back to the question: who decides what is good and what is bad? Who's
Right,
being the judge?
right.
You see what I'm saying?
And
That's determined whether something is considered this or that. You
but
see what I'm saying?
and I agree with what he said because it's like those things when those things happen to you, I feel like we know what's evil. It's when you get that feeling inside of extreme sorrow from the actions of another person. Like I think that's what evil is
Right.
at the
Anything that
core.
make you feel a certain way after you done did it, and
Come
it
on,
goes against your spirit.
come on, come
Right,
on, come
right,
on. It's like
right.
we sometimes we try to get too intelligent with it when we ain't got to. You know what I mean? It's just a feeling sometimes. You feel me?
Yeah. No, you know me. I always try to keep it simple.
Right.
But that's the real judge right there when you do something that that's how it makes you feel, whether gratification or no gratification. You know what I'm saying? Or depression or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
correct.
that's the real judge at the end of the day, and that's the correct judge because even though it's a
Feeling. Now you back.
no, yeah, but some people don't have no conscience at all.
That's true.
You see?
Ooh. And see, that's the thing. That we call them people. But that's a different subject for a different time. You feel me? Let's get back to the clip. Cause it's like, boy, if you ain't conscious, boy, you something else. You a zombie. You
Yeah.
feel me?
Then, or you could be what they call them people
Transformer.
who
Oh, my bad.
no um um when they say a narcissist,
Oh, narcissist.
I think yeah, narcissist.
Yeah.
They don't
Okay.
really have much of a conscience. They basically see is this or that
It's
in
about
this
them.
day way or
It's
yeah,
about them.
yeah. You see what I'm
Trust
saying?
me. I
Yeah.
think
So
I
go
think
ahead.
a lot of women in the world is like that. I think that's a
There's
learned
a lot of
behavior.
people. Yeah, man, it's a lot of people that way,
Then
males
three
and
ate
females, bro.
three bowls of cereal
You know what I'm
at
saying?
night, and then
Right.
I wanted cereal, and then I wanted cereal.
Yeah, but let's get back to the clip, bro. And then we going you get you because you hear her talking about cereal.
No, I hear son. All I hear is the son. That's what made me laugh.
Right? Right? I got you.
It's all good,
Yeah,
bro.
bro, but
Go
we gonna hop back into the clip, bro. You feel me? Yes, sir.
And from that single lie, every form of sin began to unfold. It wasn't the bite of fruit that started humanity's downfall. It was the idea that something outside of the Most High could satisfy, that creation could live disconnected from the Creator and still thrive. That lie was Siebel's gift to the universe. Why have you never heard the name Siebel in your Sunday sermon? Why do American pastors avoid it? Why have Vatican scholars remained silent, even as ancient Ethiopian scrolls speak it plainly? Because this truth is dangerous. The Western Church needed the devil to be simple, a villain to fear, not a mystery to understand. A red-skinned monster with horns and pitchfork, an enemy out there, easy to rebuke, easy to blame. But Ethiopia preserved a far more unsettling revelation, that evil is not merely an external force. It is the misuse of divine energy, a sacred light twisted into pride, envy, and control. Evil isn't just what hunts us, it's what hides within us. Sebel isn't a fairy tale monster. He is a mirror, a symbol of what happens when creation tries to replace the Creator. And that idea was too radical, too truthful for the Roman Church to accept. The Vatican's interest in Ethiopia's ancient texts goes back centuries. During Mussolini's invasion in 1935, Italian forces looted monasteries in Axum, Gondar, and Lalibela. Thousands of manuscripts vanished. Many ended up in Vatican archives. Some never translated, some never released. And among them, pages containing the name Siebel. Siebel doesn't fit the Roman narrative. He doesn't play the role of the evil outsider. He's not a villain in red. He's a corrupted light, a divine being turned inward, a code of spiritual decay. To acknowledge Siebel is to admit that evil can look holy, that pride can wear priestly robes, that rebellion can speak in the name of righteousness. That's a truth Western Christianity wasn't ready to preach, so they buried the name. Ethiopia's royal dynasties were never just kings and queens. They were spiritual stewards, guardians of a divine inheritance stretching all the way back to ancient Israel. According to the Kebra Nagast, Ethiopia's sacred chronicle, the Ark of the Covenant was brought to Ethiopia by Menelik, the son of King Solomon and Queen Makeda of Sheba. But there's a lesser-known story hidden within those ancient pages, a mystery not often preached, yet deeply preserved in Ethiopian tradition. The Kebra Nagast also tells of a false protector, a being who journeyed with the Ark in deception. He posed as a guardian, but harbored secret ambition. He walked close to the sacred, but longed to control it. Could this have been Sable? Walking quietly behind holiness, masquerading as righteous, while plotting to corrupt. This is what makes Sable more dangerous than any fiery demon. He doesn't come as a destroyer. He comes as a shadow to the sacred, a once divine being, close to the light, but poisoned by self-will. Sebel doesn't just dwell in ancient texts. He represents every force that seeks to hijack the holy for selfish gain. The story of the Ark isn't just about divine protection. It's also about spiritual discernment. Not everyone walking beside the sacred is pure. Not everyone who quotes scripture seeks truth. And sometimes, the greatest
Wow. Wow. That's different, not cool. So you mean to tell me that they said the most evilest form of evil is the one who preaching the good talk or walking a bad walk? Wow. Wow. What do you think, Aku?
Uh-huh. Well, well, I can see where they say that because I guess you that deceitful, you know what I'm saying? Or you can call that the devil because they, according to them, that's what the devil did was kind of was with God and walked with him and fought with him and still basically stabbed him in the back.
And when that happens to you in real life, isn't that the worst pain that a person can go through? Some people lose their mind over that pain. So I believe them when they say that's evil. Like,
Yeah.
And I think people should
Yeah.
get jail time for that. I think they should get life for that. Real talk.
Boy, I don't want to live in your country, Rich.
Yeah, no. Yeah, you don't want to live over
Boy,
here.
yeah, you know, you boy, that carrying on worse than Trump. You won't be able to do nothing.
Right? Now you could do stuff. You just won't be able to deceive people. You just have to be an honest person. That's it.
Yeah, but who to say that? Who to say that they deceive?
Them
How you gonna be able to prove that?
when they when they make they move. Like whenever it might take years. It might take years. But whenever they make they move. You see what I'm saying? Whenever they
I get what
don't have your back or because you're gonna act forever. So the second we find out, oh, this what you did by your actions, boom, lock up for life. For life.
you.
Cause that will stop people. Even if you have those intentions, it will stop you from doing it. Cause then
Right.
then it won't be wrong. Cause you will have to live that life that you put in front of. Cause if you don't, you go to jail.
Yeah, but people do change.
No, I think that's the excuse for people to deceive people. Go.
Nah, I get what you're saying. So okay, all right then. So you trying to tell me if for somebody who was born one type or grew up one type of religion and then changed to a different type of religion for probably to a certain point in time, right? And then they decide, oh, that's not about me. I want to change, and then I'll go to another domination or another group. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Hmm.
It's not they trying to find where they feel it's them. You see
Right.
what I'm trying to say? What you call that deceiving?
That's not deception. That's not deception because you're evolving. Deception is when you purposely tell somebody that I am with you with this, I'm gonna rock with you with this, I'm gonna do with you with this, and then turn out to be exactly what you know you wasn't gonna be. You know you didn't intend to do that. You know you didn't intend to do this. You know you didn't intend to do this. You see? That's
Yeah,
deception.
yeah, yeah.
Is when
Yeah, I
when
guess
you
what's
know you don't intend to uphold those values. It's one thing if you try, find out it's not for you, and whoop de whoop, right? That's called elevating. But even through that process, your partner would know. You see what I'm saying? The person you rocking with would know. You know what I mean? The organization you rocking with would know. You see what I'm saying?
right, right,
Deception is
right.
when you hiding everything and you trying to make it seem like it isn't what it isn't. Whether you scared or not. No matter what excuse they make.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Uh,
It's
well,
just evil.
I can see what you're saying. I can see what you're saying, but it still boils down to someone what you call evolving or whatever. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
To me, the deception is go. You could say, okay, yeah, me and you gonna do this together, and then I say no, and then I change at the last minute. Oh, I get what I want, oh, and then change. Then you could say it's kind of what it could be looked at like that, though. You
Right.
see what I'm saying? It could be looked at like that, though. But that doesn't. My mind could change at any time. You see what I'm saying? That doesn't mean that my intent was to deceive you at the beginning.
Right.
You see what
But
I'm saying?
but we as
So
honorable
you
people, go ahead.
yeah, but you have to find out that that was my intent.
Right. But as honorable people, right? Whenever you say you're gonna do something, that's whatever it is, you gotta fulfill it, man. You just got to.
Yeah,
And
I believe that's being a man of your word. I believe so. I believe so.
yeah,
I
and
believe so.
everything do come to an end. There's eventually an ending point, you know. And
No, yeah. I believe so.
We just gotta be
I believe
honest,
so.
honest with the people working with. See, honesty kills deception. You see, so
Yeah. Yeah. Transparent. Being transparent.
right, that's it, and that's all it is. Just being transparent, telling the truth. Don't have one thing in your mind, and it's not like that. Cause ain't nobody know mind readers yet. We ain't figured that out yet.
Yeah, some people have, but I get what you're saying.
I feel like some people do too. I ain't gonna. But
Some people think, but then you got some people just as they just trust me, bro, trust me. They just evil.
right? With they evil butt.
Oh, bro.
But nah, we
Yeah.
almost finished, bro. We almost finished with this clip. I mean, you have something else to say?
Nah,
Okay, let me finish up. Evil.
This threat isn't the enemy charging the gates. It's the traitor who follows the ark, whispering lies from within. Ethiopian mystical science unveils a truth that Western theology has long ignored. The forces we call angels or demons are not just characters in ancient stories. They are cosmic intelligences, spiritual beings made of vibration, frequency, and divine energy. These beings operate on levels beyond human sight. And the ancient Ge'ez language, unlike Latin or Greek, isn't just symbolic. It is mathematical, sacred, and coded. Each name recorded in Ge'ez is more than a label. It carries numerical structure, phonetic resonance, and spiritual frequency. The utterance of a name, especially one like Sebel, is not taken lightly. In fact, some Ethiopian texts warn that simply speaking Sebel's name outside of sacred ritual could activate his energy. Names in Ge'ez were built to contain power, power to summon, power to bind, power to unseal ancient doors. The Book of the Rolls, also known as Kurnagas, teaches that the true war is not fought with swords or politics. It is waged in sound, in vibration, in the spirit realm. It's a war of resonance, where every word, every chant, every sacred utterance carries divine or demonic.
What? 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 I ain't gonna lie, cool. This really teaching me some stuff, bro. That why, like, cause it's really connecting the dots for me. That's what they talk about when they say word, power, sound.
yeah, I guess so.
Because everybody talks about frequencies and different things, and wow, because certain frequencies we can't even hear. That's why he say certain names and stuff and stuff like that just sends that energy around. Man, that's why. Oh, bro,
Mufasa.
right? But that, but hopefully that's a good chant we chanting, right? But
No, Mufasa, man. You know Mufasa,
from
man.
Lion King, I know.
Yeah, yeah. And then
That
when he said, yeah, he said the same thing. He made me feel that.
you thing, bro. But yeah, though, man. So that's crazy, man. But I like it how more and more refining out and from different avenues. So that's what makes it more realistic to me. It's like this type of things like I've heard from different people, different type of people that wouldn't hang out and talk to each other. So it's like this has to be true because it's how does the wisdom get carried through the DNA, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's the DNA and the unlock. It goes right back to the opening up your third eye. It's like, I look at it and see it like this. It's already in the blueprint of life. And you basically come across certain things at a certain time of your life. You see what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
And certain people are able to unlock certain information and phases of this life. You see what I'm saying? Some
Mm.
people get stuck in certain phases of this life. You see? So even though okay, you might not get wise a certain frequency does this or does that. So when you do a certain frequency, you realize it does this or it does that. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So no one might not have taught you that, but then you might observe or realize, okay, this is happening and that's what's happening. So you see what I'm saying? Like that, I just but yeah, that's how it is. It's and like you say, it is in the DNA because it is. I believe it's passed down. You know what I'm saying? But
Mm.
some things is just unlocked. You might know with someone else in their bloodline might not know. You see what I'm saying? You was able to unlock something or were able to do something that they was unable to do. You see what I'm saying?
Correct. Correct. And then you're able to help them because you. Then
Huh?
sometimes they might not have to do it. That might be the reason why you there to just help them get through certain things. Because I know, and I know this without a doubt in my mind, that certain people help me through certain things that I didn't even know who they were, and I know I have spiritual ancestors that protected me that I don't even know who they are, but I thank them for the hard work they're putting in. I really do, because I feel like it's constant. It's a constant thing because you know you got good and bad. When I say good and bad, like bad is like no time limit. That keeps on going. You feel me? So that war is always constant. You know, but you could tell when it manifests in the world, they were doing more than others. You know.
Right, right.
I'm gonna go what you got right there, bro. I'm finna go back to the clip and continue this board, man, and see how this thing rolling. You feel me? Yeah, cool. Cause this getting interesting, man. It's getting interesting. Let's keep on going.
Consequence. And in this hidden war, Sybil's name is a weapon, one that can cut both ways. Our ancestors didn't wait for missionaries to bring them the word. They carried it, preserved it, protected truths the Western world chose to forget. The fire didn't start in Rome. It was already burning in Ethiopia, in Nubia, in the highlands where monks whispered mysteries by torchlight. And in today's world, spiritual warfare is not just about rebuking a cartoon devil with horns. It's about recognizing how divine energy, when misused, becomes destruction. It's understanding how pride turns angels into adversaries, how self-will corrupts sacred calling. It's knowing that the enemy doesn't always come with fangs. Sometimes he comes as light, as false wisdom, as a voice that tempts you to believe you don't need God. And that's what Cybele truly represents. Not just a fallen being, but a warning. A warning to guard the light within us, to stay humble, stay rooted, and stay aligned with the Most High. If this revelation stirred something in your spirit, don't let it stop here. Drop a comment. I rebuke Cybele in the name of the Most High. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel. But what if I told you this ain't by accident? What if I told you there's a dark power working behind the scenes, not just against nations, but against your very soul? Today we tear the veil. We're diving deep into the Illuminati's plan for world domination, the rise of Luciferian worship, and how it all connects to prophecy, power, and the Black Church's prophetic role in these last days. This ain't just conspiracy, it's spiritual warfare. And you, child of God, are standing at the front lines. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, powers, rulers of the darkness of this world. Ephesians 6:12. So buckle up, open your Bible, and prepare your spirit, because what we uncover today may change the way you see the world forever. While the United States was writing its Declaration of Independence in 1776, A far more sinister declaration was being written across the ocean, in Bavaria. It wasn't penned by patriots, but by a man named Adam Weishaupt, a professor of canon law who would become the founder of a secret society known as the Illuminati. They called themselves the Enlightened Ones, but their enlightenment was not from the Holy Spirit. It was from a darker source, a counterfeit light that seeks to blind, not to illuminate. Their mission? To dismantle the world as it was, overthrow monarchies, dismantle churches, and replace God's authority with man's reason. They dreamed of a world without kings, but more importantly, without Christ. From the beginning, the Illuminati operated like serpents, silent, cunning, and deadly. Members communicated in cryptic codes, took on ancient aliases, and infiltrated Freemason lodges where power and secrecy intertwined. They moved through the courts of Europe like shadows, invisible, but always present. And though Bavaria officially banned the Illuminati in 1787, even punishing membership with death, the ideology didn't die. It simply went deeper underground, because that's how darkness works. It retreats into hidden places, waiting for a new name, a new face, a new system to possess. The spirit of the Illuminati is a shapeshifter, like the magicians of Pharaoh who mimicked Moses' miracles, like Jezebel whispering behind Ahab's throne. This spirit moves through history, always cloaked, always mutating. It whispers through revolutions, embeds itself in ideologies, and manipulates systems of culture, finance, and power. It doesn't need a building. It doesn't wear a name tag. It survives through secrecy, deception, and seduction. And today it still thrives. Not through Bavarian lodges, but through elite think tanks, secret councils, and global institutions that speak of unity, progress, and peace, while working to remove God from the equation. We're told it's all coincidence, just history running its course. But when every path leads to the same destination, a world centralized, digitized, and spiritualized under one authority, we must ask, who's really guiding the map? My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Hosea 4:6. The enemy doesn't need guns if he's got your mind. He doesn't need chains if he's got your beliefs. And if we remain ignorant of how these spiritual forces operate, we're walking into battle unarmed and unaware. That's why we must expose the shadows, not to glorify them, but to prepare the saints. Because if you can name the enemy, you can defeat it. And this enemy, make no mistake, is older than America and more dangerous than any single man. It is a spirit, and it is at war with the kingdom of God.
Well, I feel like it was a matter of time before they hit the Illuminati in them. I feel like it was coming. It had to come, bro.
My thing is how we get help from smoking herb. You know,
Hey, that's how the show go, Aku. We take you through all the things. Hey, we went for religion and everything. Now we on to Illuminati.
yeah, well,
We do not want to make it in the algorithm, right?
no, you really do. Because a lot of people love that subject.
Hey, we talking about the stuff that get you all shadow banned up.
Yeah, well, shadow, we might be shadow watch, but I don't know about man because a lot of people love that topic right now. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people trying to be woke or call themselves woke
Yeah.
these days. So I always say, well, there's always some people gonna be out there with rocking with you, bro. So
That's
you
real.
want something?
That's real, bro. That's real. But that's why it's like it's funny, but not funny. But like that I feel like that to be true, man. And you know, that's why it's like a lot of those organizations. It's not just it's a way of life. They say, and like that's why them people do what they do, man. How they do what they do, and it can get sticky icky, man. You know. And I feel like there's no benefit to it. I feel like everybody should have equal opportunity to be the greatest version of themselves. Like it seems like you're saying something, but I can't hear you, brother. Oh, you probably will. Oh no. But yeah, so hmm?
I ain't saying nothing. I'm just
Oh,
listening to what you got, bro.
oh, okay. But yeah, so that's how I go, man. But when it comes down to them saying Illuminati and stuff, I feel like that carries a lot of weight, and it makes people like not listen or just throw it in the crazy box instead of being like, man, this might be some truth to this because if you think about it, man, I told you everything. A lot of things is done by purpose, man, because ain't no way that you're gonna be striving and doing all this stuff and all these things still happening to work against your progress. You see? And it's happening like that because they are some very selfish people up there, man. But this clip here is really breaking down a lot of it, and it's like, this is why. This is why we don't even have to keep on questioning why. This is why, man. It's just because they evil. They just really don't want to see nobody else progress but them and they kind. And I don't mean they family. I mean they kind. They mind state. Like whoever think like
Yeah, I know what you mean. Oh yeah. They know
yeah,
what you mean. They know what
yeah.
you mean. But I get what you're saying. My bad.
Cause,
My
cause,
bad.
cause.
Forget you thought it was
Oh yeah. We talking to the projects and we talking to each other for sure. But I'm just saying that's the definite reason and why, like, cause you could have one in your family. You could have one in your family and don't even know it. They around you, eating with you, talking with you, laughing at you, listening to all your opinions. You feel me?
bad.
Because that's the thing about those organizations is that you can't really go nowhere to hide. The world is the world. Where you gonna go to hide? You gonna have a family member. You gonna have, you know what I mean? You might bust down a woman and have a kid too. Like these things naturally happen because they think they're gods, but they're not. They're not. They're not.
Yeah,
They just got
we
it.
are. Well, they are gods, bro. We all are gods. And goddesses is what type of God and goddesses you are, bro.
Right. But see that
But
makes
I
us
get
on the
where you're
same
coming from,
level.
though.
Yeah.
I
They
get where you're
they
coming
think
from.
they think they're the gods of gods. They think they're the tough cheap god. You know what I mean? But they not.
Uh, some people do, and some people just put them in that category.
Ah, that's true. That's true. And they don't say no.
You know.
They accept it. They
But
like, yeah,
bro,
yeah.
who am I to tell you what that's something like that? Because whether you look at me as that or you look at me as something else, that's your opinion, bro. You get what I'm trying to say?
Right. He
Because you
say,
got
who
some
am
people,
I?
and yeah, because we okay. Check this out.
Uh
Look
huh.
at this. When people praise you,
Mm-hmm.
you might accept it, but then when they talk bad about you, then you won't reject it.
Reject
No, you gotta accept that too.
it.
You see what I'm saying? So that's why, in a way, you really some people just don't care what people say.
Mm. Yeah. True. That's true. Because people always gonna have something to say. That's reality. That's reality. But shoot, we gonna watch this next little clip of cool, and then then we gonna, we gonna send it on from now. You feel me? Let's watch this last little clip because I want to get to the part where they talked about the rituals. I don't want to go too much into Illuminati hidden hand because everybody know that yeah, they down, and they blonde hair, blue eyes. Stop playing with us. Stop playing with us.
You might be wondering, why would the world's most powerful people, presidents, billionaires, and global influencers, turn to Satan? After all, don't they already have everything? Money, influence, prestige. But hear this. This battle was never just about wealth or status. It's about worship. It's not just about dominating economies or governments. It's about owning souls. The deeper you dig, the clearer it becomes. This elite class doesn't just hunger for control, they seek communion with darkness. From the smoke-filled groves of California to the marble halls of European castles, rituals are being performed. Not allegorical, not artistic. Rituals soaked in symbolism, secrecy, and sacrifice. Let's talk about Bohemian Grove, a redwood sanctuary where world leaders gather under the cover of night, far from public scrutiny. Cameras are banned, journalists kept out, but one filmmaker snuck in, and what he recorded was chilling. Men in robes, chanting, burning an effigy beneath a 40-foot stone owl. They called it a harmless ceremony, a release of worldly cares. But when you know your Bible, you recognize the signs. That owl? It resembles Molech, the ancient god of child sacrifice condemned in Leviticus. And those chants? They echo with the same demonic tones that surrounded the altars of Baal. This is not just theatrics. These are not just metaphors. This is modern-day idolatry, wrapped in elite language and protected by wealth. And it doesn't stop there. Secret societies like Skull and Bones, whose members include US presidents and CIA directors, are soaked in occult symbolism. Parties hosted by banking dynasties like the Rothschilds feature horned masks, inverted crosses, and eyes wide shut rituals. And across pop culture, we see the same symbols repeated: the all-seeing eye, the pyramid, the false light of Lucifer. And you must ask yourself, when you look at your dollar bill and see that all-seeing eye hovering above an unfinished pyramid, who is watching? And for what purpose? You cannot serve both God and mammon, Matthew 6:24. Because these aren't just decorations, they're declarations. They speak to who rules, and more importantly, who is worshipped. The elite are not just rich, they're initiated. And initiation always comes with allegiance. An allegiance that doesn't bow at the cross, but kneels at the throne of Lucifer, the one who promised the kingdoms of this world to anyone who would fall and worship him. Jesus said no, but many in high places today have said yes. So when we speak of the Illuminati, don't just think of politics and profits. Think altars, think demons, think war for the soul of man. Because the veil is lifting, and what's behind it is spiritual. Now, let's bring it home, because this ain't just a global plot or a political game. This is personal. Black America, we know something about spiritual warfare. Our ancestors were dragged from their homelands, shackled in chains, stripped of their names, and whipped for even daring to read a page of the Holy Bible. And yet somehow the gospel survived. It made its way into cotton fields and prayer tents. It echoed through the hush harbors beneath the moonlight. They tried to keep Christ from us, but the true Jesus, our Jesus, couldn't be colonized, because he's never stood with the oppressor. Our Jesus walks with the broken. Our Jesus flips tables when the temple is corrupted. Our Jesus stands between the woman and the stones. They painted him pale and passive, but we know better. We know he's the Lion of Judah. We know he marched through Jerusalem with fire in his eyes. And just like he stood up then, he's calling us to stand up now. Because hear me, the Illuminati ain't just coming for nations. They're coming for the gospel. They're coming for your children, through entertainment laced with darkness, through school systems rewriting truth. They're coming for your spirit, through media that mocks holiness and glorifies.
Okay, now we see what he was doing the whole time. He was just putting out that whole clip to take shots at the Illuminati. Ain't no thing. The Illuminati don't control none of we, bro. Now, as far as watching out for those dark things he talking about, I agree. As far as us creating new entertainment that's different from the entertainment that they have going on, I agree. Because even in the new 2K26, bro, they got this dude talking like a soft little. I hate that, man. A grown ass dude. They got him soft, talking all soft and everything, man. You supposed to be in the NBA, bro. Put some bass in your voice. But go ahead, my bad, cool. You got sidetracked.
You going up there? I mean, you know what I'm saying?
But no, no. He trying to collect the Illuminati so hard, bro.
Oh boy, nah, bro. But you nah. Shoot, you can say that about but Tyson got a little bass in his voice now. But when he was small, younger, he used to shoot you that voice. But some people naturally that's their voice, even though they seem like they'll have a
A
bass in their
deeper
voice
voice,
or a
right?
normal sound or a normal speaking voice. They
Yeah,
just have a high tone pitch voice. You see
true,
what I'm saying?
true.
But hey, man, boy, a lot to tell you, boy. This is a different world, boy. Trust me,
Mm.
it's a different world, bro. This is a different world out there. At least where I come from, it's a different world. It's a different world. It's a totally different world, bro. This thing is just off the chain, bro.
It's
It's off
good
the
off the
chain.
chain or bad off the chain.
Well, it all depends on shoot, man. It's some days it's bad, some days it's good, but it's off the chain. It's all a mixture. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes it this world, bro.
Right, right. It's a lot to be seen, and it's a lot. It's a lot of good too, man. And you know, although that was highlighting the bad and stuff in that one, but it's a lot of good too because the number one good that we seen is that Ethiopia at least kept the right books. You know what I mean? Like, man, I want to go to Ethiopia one day. I'm not gonna lie. You know.
Yeah, shoes. I'm if if the universe willing, the shoes. You know what I'm saying? Shoes. Boy, I'm there, bro. Shoes.
Already.
I'm there, bro. Shoes. I'm ready there, but you know what I'm saying? I'll be physically there soon, bro. But
Right.
so I'll be like, yeah, bro. I want to visit that place too, just to.
Cause
I
I
done
think.
visited. Tell you the truth. I done visited on the tube like a motherfucker, bro.
Me too. Nah, I ain't went that deep into it. But I did go to like
No, but
Selassie House and
bro.
stuff like that on the tour.
Oh,
On the
yeah.
tour.
Well, yeah. That'd be a good place to. But I just went. Cause I do like how they do in the states. I just put in. You got some people who was just drive around the city, just
Mm-hmm.
recording people doing certain things. And if you watch it like that, sometimes it makes you feel like you're there. You see what I'm saying? So you
Yep.
get that kind of that feeling of what to expect when you're really there, and it won't be all imagination. You know what I'm saying? What other people have in their experience, you'll see firsthand experience it. You see what
Right.
I'm saying?
Right. It'd be like a deja vu moment, but you know you took yourself to that
Right.
deja vu.
Right. Instead of everybody with they positives and negative about when they visited or when they visit a place or when you know what I'm saying. And oh man, we had boy, you should go there, man. It's a great time, man. This and that going on. And then when you go there, man, it be like, man, this boring ass shit going on,
Right?
man. There ain't nothing going on around here. This is the same thing what's going on in my neighborhood, bro. Nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Ain't nothing really going on. You see what
Right.
I'm saying?
Right.
It's the same old. And that's why in a way that's why I kind of is visit those spots and places like that just to kill the illusion. You see what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
get the real grasp of what's the everyday life living of people. You see what I'm saying? That's just me, what I do. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's it. And then realize it's the same thing going on here. It's the same thing going on there.
Yeah, it's
It's
just
hot.
it's cold, right? No, it's just different variations of it, and it's like based on like what you
Your
like.
experience.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
what you like.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Cause like
yeah.
certain things, like people that lived there their whole life, be like, boy, I hate it here. I don't want to be here. This dangerous here. What you do? But then it's like, you go there, it works for you. You fit, you gel.
Right.
Everybody rocks with you. You don't never get robbed. Cause
Yeah, because you knew. You knew.
that
You
that
knew.
and I also think that certain spirits, no matter what color you are, belong in certain parts of the world. You know what I mean? It's like your spirit resonate better with that section of the world.
Right, right. I get what you're saying. I get what you're
But
saying.
because of all the politics we got involved in, all the racial lines that we done drawn, like people people have a hard time being where they want to be and loving who they want to love.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
feel me?
Because I even see some parts when people the apartments and stuff good. Shoot, them motherfuckers just have power issues like how we have over here. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. That's real. That's real.
Well, bro, it's like like I say, it's like all around the world, same song.
Yeah, yeah, bro. Yeah, yeah. And the and the funny part too is that it's mostly electricity that a lot of people lacking, man. Electricity and water. Electricity and water,
Yeah,
man. That's
but I'm
crazy.
saying they'll have it, but then they'll get cut off. Like they'll have power outages just like how we have over here, bro.
Right, right. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know
Yeah,
that whole
yeah.
government corruption situation. You feel me?
But it's everywhere, bro. It's everywhere.
Right,
You can't
right.
dodge it, bro. It's everywhere, bro. It's
No, that's
everywhere.
reality. Well, not in Benofasi. No, right?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Yeah,
Let's go to y'all. You feel me? Like, stop playing, man. But nah, for the most part, you're correct, man. A lot of places, they just follow that because humans are followers, man. Even though they've positioned the leader, they still following how another leader leads. Like that's why it's like, bro,
right.
you're not an original leader. Like an original leader is crafting his own path and doing things that work for the people. Like that's a real leader, somebody who's passionate and
Yeah,
creating things that work for everybody.
yeah, but it's hard to be original these days because everything done basically is nothing new under the sun.
Mm, in a way, yeah, because see, when you say that statement, the sun has been here for billions and billions and billions of years. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, so it's
But
just yeah,
in our not just our generation, in a couple generations before us and after us, we can still invent some things that, huh?
yeah.
They figured out this
Yeah.
world.
I say,
So
I say, yeah, yeah. I say, renew how it's presented.
right,
You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? That's what I figured it is. You know what I'm saying?
okay,
Because it goes back to what we were saying earlier about tapping in your DNA. Because you could be in here, you could be an old spirit reincarnated, and then like years ago you used to do this, and then all of a sudden you come back to the consciousness of you knowing how to do this. You see what I'm
right,
saying? So now you doing it again, but it might be in a better form, or you see what I'm trying to say?
yeah. It's a new technology on it. So
Yeah, yeah.
so the concept of
But
new,
it's the
it,
same thing. Yeah,
yeah, it's less of the discretion. It's like it could be, you could say it's the same thing, but then it isn't because it's technically new. Even though it's one tiny thing that
yeah.
changed,
We don't be,
you feel me? No,
It
that's
could
why I
be
said, yeah, it's
technical
left up
about it.
discretion. Yeah, it's left up discretion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's the point of getting sued for having being patent or different in the patent to getting
Right.
sued with song copywriting and not being sued for
Yeah,
copywriting.
because
Yeah,
they
yeah. It's
changed
a
that one
difference.
part. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. You right. You right.
but
You right.
but
You
the
right.
performance is the same. The performance is the same.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The outcome is always the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just how you get to it. It's always the difference. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I get what you're saying. I
That is
get what you're
correct.
saying.
That is
A
correct.
lot of things we do is just it's just that. It's just that. It's correct.
That's what's up. That's what's up, Aku. But yeah, man, Aku, we have made it to the end of our show, man. Thank the Padres for rocking with us. Hey, and like, comment, and subscribe. Let everybody know we here, man. Dropping a different flavor in your ear. Like Aku say, ain't nothing new under the sun. So some people might look at it as ain't new, but it's new to us because we giving it to you in a different way.
Boy. You ain't never lie, boy. I seen someone had a store like that in the States. It say new to you.
Right, stop playing with him. Nah, ain't that the truth, man? That's the truth, though. But what you got for the people, Aku? That's why y'all need to donate, man. One day Aku might have something for you, man. A little giveaway or something. But like, comment, and
Boy,
subscribe.
one day. Yo, baby, one day.
Right?
I got nothing but game for you, boy. Nothing but wisdom. That's it. I ain't got nothing but.
You respect.
I need it.
Come
I
on.
need it.
Speak it so you can receive it. You dig? I overstand. But until next time, I want y'all to keep your head up, never get fed up, whilst I do the same.